Hey guys and girls, it's Nathan Birch here. Got the whiteboard out so you know we're going to have some fun today. What am I going to be talking about is why do you need a foundation property portfolio and how can you get yourself into a position of financial independence. If you watched the previous video, you could have looked at the one where I talked about equity using my pink pen, same outfit. With it today, I'm going to talk about just basic numbers on how to build that property portfolio. So let's say, for instance, we want to get $100,000 a year rental income coming through. Let's say, for instance, we buy 10 houses. I'm a visual person, so I like it. If your houses look like that, you're in lots of trouble because they look really shit. But let's say that they're houses. Let's say that you buy these properties with a purchase price of $200,000. This is 2016, guys. I have been talking about buying properties and building them. I did one of these quite a few years ago. Talked about Sydney properties, and people nowadays make nice little comments saying, where can you buy a property for $200,000 in Sydney? Well, if you had bought those properties going back years ago, you would have got yourself a property for $200,000. The reality is that you can still buy properties for $200,000. You can buy them in other capital cities. I'm buying them every day of the week for myself and for clients. Properties that will purchase for $200, they rent for $300 per week, and they're in good growth corridors. The fact is that at $200,000, if you're getting $300 per week, that property is going to look after itself. If you have 10 of them, that's $2 million renting for $3,000 per week. That's in today's dollars. So the fact is, if you want to get as many of these properties as you can for $200,000, rent for $300, it's not going to do anything. How's that going to improve your life? It's not really going to do, apart from managing 10 lots of properties and whatever the case may be. But let's look at how does that fit into the jigsaw puzzle. Let's say, for instance, these properties go from $200,000 to $400,000. People used to call me silly, stupid, dumb, and lots of other words that aren't as nice for buying properties in Western Sydney, saying that I was going to do my ass, I'm going to go broke. You can't buy properties out there. Now I hear that I'm greedy, and all these sorts of things. Keep your whinging, guys. With it, let's say these properties go from $200,000 to $400,000. In other capital cities that are still depressed, that's where we're buying today. If you need to get you access to these sort of properties, you can call us and we can help you out from sourcing these sorts of properties. Let's say it goes up from $200,000 to $400,000 per property. You've got $2 million that you've turned into $4 million. I like drawing millions because there's lots of numbers attached to them. It makes me feel comfortable. Let's say that the rent was $300 a week on a $200,000 purchase. Let's say in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, that rent goes to $400 per week. The reality of it is that if that was neutral cash flow beforehand, you still owe what you paid for it, all that sort of stuff, you've now got $100 per week coming into your pocket. Times that by the 10 properties that you bought, you've now got $1,000 per week coming in your pocket. So you've just created $52,000 per year as an income. Yeah? Let you digest this for a moment. That's just from a simple exercise. If you had 20 of them, you can just double those numbers, whatever the case may be. This is what I realised from not just building my own property portfolio, telling my boss where to go at the age of 24 and living life on my terms, but over the course of the last 5-6 years that I've been helping people out there build their own financial freedom and their own property portfolios, is seeing that when I buy people properties and put them in these sorts of positions, is that I'm not just buying them a property, I'm buying them options in life. I'm buying people options, That's the humbling part about it. The fact is that you've got lots of options. You can just collect the rent every week, option one. You can sell off 5 of the properties, pay out your $2 million worth of debt, and have 5 properties unencumbered, returning $400 a week. $400 times 5 is $2,000 per week. That's $100,000 a year passive income coming through. The options are endless. For me as a property investor, this was my goal when I first started investing. However, I saw that it was so awesome, I wanted better options. So I did certain things like go and take some equity out of here. Let's say you just pulled out $1 million worth of equity, just for the fun of it, right? You could use that $1 million worth of equity to go and buy a block of land, build a house on it, sell it. You could do 2 of them, for example. Use $1 million, build 2 houses, sell them off for $2 million, and make $1 million worth of profit. What could you do with $1 million? You could go buy an Aventador, it's a Lamborghini Aventador, which would be about 750,000. You could go on a holiday. You could go and pay out your mortgage on your house. You could go and save koalas in the desert. You could go and give back with humanitarian reasons overseas and help out poorer people. You could, go and do more stuff. You can go repeat that process again and buy a block of units. This is the ugliest block of units you'll ever see because I can't draw for crap. But you could have multiple income streams coming from that and increasing to your bottom line. The fact that I see, the most upsetting part that I see with a lot of people is people can't A, get that concept, B, if they get the concept, they get a part of it and they go, okay, we're gonna do this part, and then they get lazy after a while as well. Like, what are you gonna do from now? How are you gonna get to the next level? What are you gonna do for the next level? There's lots of things out there to do. I've just shown you a basic McDonald's type system, which is gonna ensure that people are gonna be successful. Tell me, I just don't get it. I'm just gonna leave it at that, A lot of people out there can make money. A lot of people out there have made money. The thing that I'm humbled about is that I help people giving themselves options to live life on their terms, and it's a very humbling experience being in the position of where I am and the company being able to help people live life on their terms. Let's just break this down one last step before I go. The average wage in this country is say 50K. Yeah? If you're going to be a poor bastard that's going to work your whole life for 40 years of your working life between the age of 20 to 60, 50K a year times 40 years, that's someone's whole working life, you're going to end up with $2 million. That's all you're going to earn in your life. People say, I'm going to win the lotto one day, or if hell freezes over or whatever, I'll go and do this. Mate, odd against 36 million people or whatever it is with the lottos and all that sort of stuff ain't a really good way of getting rich. People literally squander millions of dollars in a lifetime but not have a financial plan. They'll plan more. Most people plan more for what they're going to do on the weekend on how to celebrate than how they're going to be successful and be able to provide for their family, leave a legacy for their children, and be able to live life on their terms. Now, why would you go out on the weekend and party? What are you celebrating? I don't know, right? The fact is, people are going to piss their life up against the wall for $2 million. That's what you're going to sell your life for. People sell their soul for $2 million to a boss that they hate. The reality of it is that if you can commit 10 years of your life to building a property portfolio, you can create that while you're out living your life on your terms, and then be able to get yourself out of the job so you can spend, let's say by the age of 30, you can do whatever you want for the next 30 years. What could you be doing for the next 30 years of your life, living it on your terms? I don't know. If you have any questions, you do want to tell your boss where to go, you want to know how you can adapt this to your own life, I'd suggest that you come in for a map session. Map sessions are $299 in our office. We charge you to come in the office because we have no agenda. We give you raw advice, we tell you how it is, and leave it up to you to go on and be able to develop and implement your own system from an investing point of view. If you do want to come in for a map session, you can book one calling 1300 367 925 or emailing us at admin@binvested.com.au. Have an awesome day.